I have something I can show.
Okay.
So I'm glad Mike's here because this will be fun because he was the catalyst for it all. I'm going to share my screen. So number one, this is an interview with Jason Moran and Angelica Biener. Angelica Biener is a podcast host, but this is a really awesome interview that I was not even like familiar with who Jason Moran was because I'm naive. But
It's incredible.
This guy like is such a good interesting like there are like quotes from this that I like think about because like it's just there's analogies that he creates. It's over an hour. They really get into it and they have like such good chemistry. So
it's awesome.
So I'm gonna drop this in the chat. I highly recommend checking it
Thanks
out.
for sharing that. I want to see that because I love Jason Moran.
And it's relatively recent. It's only 13 days old. So because of this, I learned about this podcast, Milestones, by Angelica Biener. So hold on, let me get rid of that. So she does a lot of jazz stuff. So today, when we were talking about the John Coltrane Duke Ellington 60th anniversary, when I was talking about that, I basically was like saying what they were saying. Like this is the source of like how I even knew about that. It was interesting to hear them talk about that. This guy that she's interviewing just put out an album today. And he talks about his album, which I want to check out. And then, so he does a lot, like Someday My Prince Will Come. She does a lot of jazz. And this is a podcast, but she's on this WBGO, which is out of Newark, New Jersey. It's a jazz station. So she like knows her jazz. Like she like is really interesting as like a content creator. So I've been listening to her stuff when it comes out. And then the last thing that I'll show is because Jason Moran kind of caught my ear. I was listening to his stuff because he does a set, and Mike, you could speak to this better than I can, but every Thanksgiving he gets a week at the Village or days at the Village Vanguard. I don't know what his time is, but he released from 2018 his Thanksgiving set. And it's cool because I picked it up. You can order it on Yes Records and it is limited. Mine is number 45, but he only pressed 500. So I'll drop this into the chat too. It's worth checking out. It's not crazy expensive. And I swear to God, he's mailing this from his apartment. But I kept his address here where he stamped yes on top.
Are you showing your address again? Damn it, man. What's wrong with you?
Every podcast. What's cool about this is it's a modern Vanguard session. So if you want to hear what how a modern set sounds at the Vanguard, this is pretty great. I mean, it's really a fun set. It's 2 LPs. And it's got them under the Vanguard there.
Yes.
And it's a trio, and it's really good. So I would recommend. I'll drop that into the chat if I already did. But yeah, so I just got this in this week, and I listened to it 1.5 times. I mean, it's 4 sides, so it's a lot. But it's good.
I have that one too, Mike. It's really good. I actually flew down. I flew down to New York a couple of times just to see Jason Moran. I saw him like 3 nights in a row at the Village Vanguard. I'm a huge fan. I've seen him here in Toronto several times whenever he comes. I love his Village Vanguard album from years ago, the Bandwagon one.
Well, if you listen, so for a novice, when you listen to that video, he talks about the theme of gangsterism throughout his album. So there's like a song. I don't know if it's on every single album, but it's on a lot. And this one has gangsterism at the Vanguard. It's just basically like, I guess, like his kind of theme, and like it's his comfort zone. It's where he wants to be, and he takes it on every album in a direction based on whatever he's feeling. And he talks about like some of the stuff. It's not even that serious, but like it's where he's at. So he plays gangsterism again in this type of form. And anyway, he's a great artist. It's a cool record. Again, the sound of it sounds really good, and it's a modern Village Vanguard recording.
Yeah,
I totally recommend it.
Yeah. So he did an album called The Bandwagon. It's a live one from Village Vanguard, not on vinyl. It's only on CD. It's amazing. And there's a song on it called Ringing My Phone. I think it's called Straight Out of Istanbul. Right. And he basically has a voice recording from a voice machine of someone speaking in Turkish, and he's playing how she's speaking on the piano. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
If you listen to that interview that Mike posted and linked, it's basically celebrating the 20th, and I think it's the 20th anniversary of that recording.
Yes,
I will
yes.
check it out.
Yeah,
For sure.
and,
Thanks for sharing that.
and it's fabulous. And it's just for people out in the out there listening. He studied under Jackie Byard, Andrew Hill, and he talks about that in the interview. It's he's a really really nice guy to talk to, totally approachable. He had an exhibit that ended right before COVID at the Whitney Museum, and this is his artwork, and he also had basically 3 rooms that were set up full scale to resemble famous jazz clubs.
I just bought the book. There's a hardcover book of that. It's excellent.
Yeah, and I went to right before it was closing. I went and he was there, and I spoke to him a bit, and he said, I asked him what he was working on, and he said, "Oh, I'm trying to get this James Europe Reese project done," which he just released the CD for that.
Yeah,
so
on Bandcamp. Yeah,
before COVID happened, he was working on that, but he's such
very cool stuff.
Guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I saw him here at a place called Kerner Hall, which is like, to me, my 2 favorite places in Toronto are Massey Hall. That's for always. I'll see any show at Massey Hall. I don't care if I don't like the music. It's always going to be good there. The sound is incredible. They just finished a 3-year renovation on it during COVID, and it's just beautiful. And I've probably been to Massey Hall 500 times in my life. It's just a great hall. And there's a small place called Kerner Hall, which is part of our Royal Conservatory. And to me, it's like a mini Massey Hall. The sound is incredible. Great jazz artists. The last concert I saw there a few months ago was Ravi Coltrane. It's just a great place to see jazz. I've seen Jason Moran there. I've seen Joshua Redman there. I saw so many good shows there. But I was going to say, speaking of Jason Moran, one of my favorite albums in the last couple of years was the one he did, the duet album with Archie Shepp called "Let My People Go."
Yeah.
If you haven't heard that, it's such a beautiful album, and he does a few Coltrane covers on there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's called. It's not too expensive. I think even Amazon has it.
Right.
But it's just him and Archie Shepp at a live show, and it's so quiet when they're playing. It's such a beautiful sounding record as well.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
And then what else did I got the James Europe Reese, around and he had a solo recording that he just released also, only on CD. He's supposed to release, he's trying to release them on vinyl in the fall.
Good.
So,
I hope he does.
Yeah. But it's his own label, so and he's really big about it. You can't stream it on any of the streaming services.
No.
Because he's really big about retaining the rights to his own music. He was on Blue Note during that time, where they had Joe Lovano, Greg Osby, Jason Moran, and I believe he left on his own accord because he just wanted to retain the rights and control of his own music.
Yeah. I'll buy anything with Jason Moran on it. Even there's a Charles Lloyd a few Charles Lloyd records he plays on. They're incredible on ECM. That
group was I think that was one of the great bands of that period.
Yeah.
I saw them at the Vanguard. It was the Charles Lloyd in the Vanguard at the Vanguard for 40 years.
Wow. I think we lost Mike, or he froze or something.
Oh, Mike's frozen, yeah.
It's at Nolan's internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where are you now, Mike?
I'm in New Orleans. This is we've been through 3 states, 6 schools. We did our last 2 schools today.
Nice.
Just Alabama, Georgia, and now New Orleans.
So what was the school that impressed you most, and what was the school that impressed her most?
The same school.
Which one?
Emory in Atlanta.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a great school.